Sky Striker holds on out here in Iowa, showing the rest of the world that we can definitely lock down another regional finish. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Alright, we're going to be looking at the Iowa Regional here. And honestly, this is quite a little interesting event because we had, I think the majority of the sprite list for Top Cut were the adventure variant, which, okay, I'm happy to see. Once again, sprite is like in three camps right now. You're either looking at like frog good stuff, you're looking at like adventure good stuff, and whatever else. I mean, like the Trickstar light stage build. I guess you even have like the Evil Twin variant. Like, I feel like, what was it, the Dark Gate with the Dark Summoning or Beckoning Beast or whatever it was for like the Ravael support was also like in the very early stages, but it's long since been like scraped out as like one of the worst variants. But level 2 good stuff, go burr. That's basically what sprite is. It's you take your sprite deck, you go, ooh, level 2 good stuff, and you smash it together. Like, that's what we're continuing to see. We also had 3 tier decks in Top Cut. Man, oh man. Tier and sprite. Some regions you'll see that they have an even split. Other regions you'll see that, you know, the way that they have to duke it out ends up being, you know, completely different. Well, to be honest with you, you pick your poison at the end of the day when you are going to an event. You're like, all right, cool, I'm either in sprite camp or tier camp, or you're trying to beat these two. Now, 2 duelists ended up beating them out here. We had a Sky Striker wean its way into Top Cut. When we take a look here at decks in a second, it's probably going to be some sort of Mystic Mind strategy. I already hear people go, oh, come on. And then we had a Despia branded deck make its way into Top Cut as well, which tells me something else, ladies and gentlemen. We're holding on, and that's what you want to see right now, all right? Despia and Sky Striker, you guys remember? You guys remember Sword Soul? What's that? You haven't seen Sword Soul really performing. A lot of the older previous decks having a bad time. All right, I'm going to pass on over to deck list. All right, deck list time here. Now, I'm glad to see that we have Danger Tier elements actually showing back up here. 1 Bigfoot is fine. I've seen some builds that are branching out into 2. Of course, this build is playing the Goki pull. When you mill this off, you get to search for Mothman. I think Mothman is still like probably the best card this deck is starting to play with now. We also have the mini teleport engine in here, so you can get access to Pepega Rulers and Mill 5. It's honestly amazing. And then, of course, Gammas, Drivers in the side deck, Abyss Dweller and Cowboy in the side deck as well, so that you can pull these in for whatever matchup you need. And then, of course, why would you not be citing Mystic Mind, right? If something goes wrong, you're in a bad time, your opponent's beating you, just bring in the Mind. And we have 1 EEV down here as well for the overall power scaling of this breakdown. Well, I mean, for this list. Honestly, outside of that, I don't see anything. This is pretty standard right now for what you want to see for today's meta. All right, Sprite Adventure. So, have you noticed with a lot of these lists that they're just cutting back on the right of Armeezy? Even though right is at 3 right now, most of these builds just doesn't even care. Like, you just play 2-2 and you're basically good to go. We are also doing the Trickstar package in here as well. So this is what I've been talking about in other videos where you see like the Lilybell and then like 2 light stage. That way, you know, you can see this, hit a face down card, and then, you know, you get the Lilybell special summon off of this. This is by far probably one of the best sprite builds I've seen on paper here. Yeah, crossouts in here to detour the opponent, Dark Lord No Mores and Mines to mess up the opponent's strategy too, and then your adventure package takes care of whatever you need to see. And also, to be fair, a lot of these sprite lists have just been cutting down onto literally the bare necessities. All right, I feel like once you shave off a lot of the fat that a lot of these builds have, and you start getting down to like the nitty gritty, you are starting to see those more optimized numbers, and that's a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, here's another Danger Tier Elements list. This one is not sporting any Bigfoots, and we are not playing Zephyros the Elite, nor are we playing Goki Pull. I guess those particular cards might feel like DLC. Sometimes they're a little better options for you to pull off and do your thing with, which is fine. Dark Ruler No Mores, man, you love to see it. I'm also, I guess, 3 Primeval is also, I think, fine. Some builds, once again, like, 2, I feel like you can get away with, but like 3, I feel like is just the best. All right. And then the pointers down here. Keep in mind that we don't have Mystic Mines in this build. I guess the other thing in here that might feel a little bit off to somebody might be the Dynamiscus, but I mean, if you mill it off, it is a body that you can revive if really need be, if a trap is activated. So that's something else to really consider, as well as that the deployment of the extra body in weird situations can actually matter. If not, Dynamiscus is just a good card. All right, our branded Despia list. Oh boy, talk about standard, ladies and gentlemen. The one Albion is fine. We're playing 45 cards in this bad boy. We have the one branded Lost, which is fine. One interesting thing down here is we are not playing Garuda in this deck. I actually don't know how I feel about that, considering we're playing triple super poly right now. You would think that you would want to give some sort of consideration to that, right? Because you want to be able to board break, capitalize, and just tear through the opponent. But no, this build just opted to not play it. Once again, we're kind of in that time capsule effect here for a deck like this, where, even though you have, a little extra sauce per se here, to ramp it up, yeah. And of course, we have the one Change of Heart in this build as well. Just draw the Change of Heart and you'll be able to access its full power. All right, Sky Striker. Yes, I told you at the beginning of the video that you'd be playing Mystic Mine in this bad boy. Why wouldn't you? Now, the cool thing about this is we're not the standard Mystic Mine deck where you got the demise and the lands, the metaverse, all the facilitators to basically, expedite the process of getting the mine onto the field. No, we're not that crazy right now. So I think 2 of this is fine. I do like the triple prosperity in here. We did see in some very, very early builds of this that prosperity was starting to show up. I guess losing particular cards from your extra deck kind of made people steer away from this. Also, for the record, most of the Mystic Mine builds up to this point were focusing more on, Mystic Mine, all right? And it's not all that often that you see, a little bit of a rollback here to what you can do with Striker. Also interesting enough that we are playing Droplet in here as well. I know a few people might be like Dark Ruler might be a little bit better. It, once again, comes down to your build preference and what you want to do. The only thing that I can say about this is if you open up a lot of spells and you want to ditch them into the graveyard to get your deck started, well, congratulations, you have an outlet to do so, all right? So this can actually do that for you. So on the logic of that, I don't have an issue with this. I just know if I was looking at this, I'd give a consideration to possibly Dark Ruler. Also, you notice that we've just cut back, like, once again, you shave off a lot of the fat with a deck like this. Hand traps need to be in here. Field spell you don't really care about too much anymore. You care more about this card than this. So that's the Mystic Mine experience, I guess. Another tier element list here. So this is our King of the Swamp variant. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like the King of the Swamp variant just feels like it's back in the Stone Ages per se. All right, because the danger package just feels so much better at the end of the day. And don't get me wrong, like the danger package has been the go-to. I mean, being able to trigger all of, your effects here just off of a danger going, oops, I accidentally discarded, let me draw a card, time to trigger my fusion summon. I get that, but you can do some really cool plays with King of the Swamp. I mean, you get access to Fusion Sub as well, but just overall in terms of the deck's evolution, most people started to head away from King of the Swamp. Might be a good thing. You might actually start to see King of the Swamps go down in price, and people that want to play around with this variant can actually start to pick them up. We have no Galaxy Cyclones in the main, but we are sighting one down here. So depending on, like how a mill goes or something, we can get to them. Triple Mischief, and then we're sighting the one Crime. Most decks are maining just the Solix, and then Crime is completely optional here at the end of the day. And the last list we have for you here is another sprite list. Once again, you see the inclusion of the Trickstar Light stages with the Lilybell. I feel like this is your current innovation train right here, ladies and gentlemen, where you just access this, tear through your opponent, and you don't really care, right? Like, this is just your value. So good. I also like how we're remaining the Change of Heart in here as well. Econ, Dark Will, No Mores, and Mystic Minds to stumble the opponent's growth. Talents as well. You have a lot of reactive cards to shut down those big fields, which is definitely, I think, something that you guys really need to see. So what do you guys think about the Iowa Regional Breakdown? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later on today with some more cool ass content. Peace out, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.